Hello there and welcome to the Dreamy Ocean Channel. As the day's echoes begin to fade, allow yourself to settle into a space of tranquil repose. Feel the gentle pull of gravity inviting your body to relax completely. Unclench your jaw, let your shoulders softly drop, and release any lingering tension from your brow. Take a slow, deep breath, and as you exhale, imagine it carrying away all the concerns of the waking world, leaving only a quiet, receptive calm. Tonight, our journey takes us deep beneath the shimmering surface of the world's oceans into realms of immense beauty and profound mystery. We will encounter a creature of astonishing intelligence and formidable grace. The orca, often called a killer whale, but in truth, a magnificent giant dolphin, an apex predator whose hunting prowess extends even to the ocean's most formidable sharks. Let your mind become as vast and deep as the ocean itself, as we gently drift into the story of these remarkable beings, unveiling the orca's true nature. Beneath the vast, shimmering expanse of the ocean's surface, where sunlight filters into an ethereal blue, there dwells a creature of profound majesty, often misunderstood in its very essence. It is a being of immense power and startling grace, commonly known by a name that conjures images of raw, untamed force, the killer whale. Yet, as the gentle currents of scientific understanding have revealed, this magnificent denizen of the deep is not in fact a whale in the truest sense, but rather the largest member of the oceanic dolphin family. Delphinidae. Picture, if you will, the familiar sleek form of a common dolphin, now magnified to a scale that dwarfs almost every other inhabitant of the marine world, transformed into a colossal 9-ton marvel of evolutionary design. This reclassification from whale to giant dolphin shifts our perception, allowing us to appreciate its intelligence and social complexity within a different yet equally awe-inspiring context. The scientific name, Orcanus orca, echoes through the silent depths, a testament to its formidable presence. Its lineage traces back through countless millennia, a branch on the great tree of cetacean life that diverged to produce these incredibly specialized hunters. They are distant kin to the smaller, more agile dolphins that leap through waves, yet they embody a pinnacle of predatory evolution, a living testament to adaptation and survival in the boundless, often unforgiving waters of Earth. Imagine for a moment the sheer physical presence of such a creature. A mature male orca can stretch an astonishing length, sometimes reaching up to 26 feet, or approximately 8 meters from the tip of its powerful snout to the flukes of its tail. Its weight can easily surpass 9 metric tons, an equivalent mass to several large automobiles. Yet this immense bulk is sculpted by nature into a form of unparalleled hydrodynamics. The body is a masterpiece of dark and light, a stark, breathtaking contrast of deep, glossy black and brilliant, pure white. This distinctive coloration, far from being merely aesthetic, serves as a form of disruptive camouflage, breaking up the animal's outline against the varying light conditions of the ocean, making it harder for both prey and fellow pod members to discern its precise form in the shifting underwater light. The sleek torpedo-like body glides through the water with an effortless power that belies its colossal size. Each movement is a fluid poetry, an expression of perfect adaptation. The skin's smooth and resilient offers minimal resistance to the water, allowing these giants to cut through currents with astonishing speed and agility when necessary. But it is not only speed that defines them, it is also an extraordinary endurance, enabling them to traverse vast oceanic distances, following migratory patterns that span thousands of miles across different hemispheres, guided by instinct and the deep currents of the world. Rising majestically from the center of its back is the iconic dorsal fin, a structure so imposing that it can reach heights of 6 feet or nearly 2 meters in a mature male. This towering fin, often straight and triangular, slices through the water, like a dark, silent sentinel, a visual signature recognized across every ocean. In females, the dorsal fin tends to be shorter and more curved, a subtle yet consistent difference that speaks to the nuanced diversity within the species. These fins, devoid of bone and supported by dense connective tissue, act as stabilizers, aiding in the precise navigation and agile turns that are crucial for a predator of the orca's caliber. Beneath the water, on either side of its powerful frame, are the pectoral fins, broad and paddle-shaped, sometimes growing to an impressive 5 feet in length. These are not merely appendages for propulsion, but serve as sophisticated rudders and brakes, allowing for intricate maneuvers, sudden stops, and precise adjustments in direction. With a flick of these powerful paddles, an orca can spin on its axis pivot with surprising swiftness, or hold itself steady against a strong current, movements essential for coordinating complex hunting strategies within its pod. And at the very rear, the immense tail, terminating in a pair of broad, horizontally flattened flukes, provides the primary thrust. Each powerful downstroke propels the massive body forward, generating astonishing bursts of speed, transforming the orca into a living projectile in pursuit of its quarry. The global distribution of Orcanus orca is truly remarkable, a testament to its adaptability. These magnificent creatures roam every single ocean, from the frigid, ice-laden waters of the Arctic and Antarctic poles to the warm, sun-drenched tropical seas. They are found along coastlines, navigating intricate fjords and shallow bays. Yet they are equally at home in the vast open expanses of the deep ocean, far from any landmass. This ubiquitous presence across such diverse ecosystems speaks volumes about their incredible physiological resilience and their broad, adaptable diet. Whether they are silently stalking seals amidst the shifting ice flows of the polar regions, or orchestrating complex chases for tuna in the temperate Pacific, the orca is a master of its environment, a true cosmopolitan of the marine world. This vast territorial range means that orcas have encountered and adapted to an astonishing variety of prey species. Their diets are not uniform across the globe. Rather, they are highly specialized, often passed down through generations within specific family groups or pods, forming distinct cultures of hunting and feeding. This specialization is one of the most fascinating aspects of their biology, hinting at an intelligence and learning capacity far beyond what was once imagined for marine mammals. They are not merely instinct-driven hunters, but sophisticated strategists capable of assessing their environment, understanding their prey, and coordinating intricate plans with their fellow pod members. The sheer scale of an orca's brain, a complex organ weighing around 15 pounds or nearly 7 kilograms, underscores its profound cognitive abilities. This large brain, rich in convoluted folds, is indicative of advanced processing power, supporting the intricate social structures, sophisticated communication, and problem-solving skills observed in these animals. Scientists believe that this cognitive capacity enables them to learn from experience, adapt to new challenges, and even transmit knowledge across generations, forming a living library of accumulated wisdom within each pod. They communicate through a diverse repertoire of clicks, whistles, and pulsed calls, a complex language that allows for precise coordination during hunts and the maintenance of strong social bonds. Despite their formidable reputation, the name killer whale can be somewhat misleading. While undeniably efficient and powerful predators, they do not indiscriminately kill everything in their path. Their hunting is purposeful, driven by the need to sustain their pods, and is executed with a precision and intelligence that is truly astonishing. The term itself likely arose from early observations by sailors who witnessed these powerful animals preying on larger whales, hence whale killers, which eventually became inverted to killer whales. However, the scientific community, recognizing their true biological classification and wishing to emphasize their unique identity, increasingly prefers the name Orca, a term that carries less of the historical baggage and more accurately reflects their majestic standing as the ocean's giant dolphin. As we gently drift deeper into the story of these remarkable beings, we begin to appreciate not just their physical prowess, but the intricate tapestry of their lives. We see them not as solitary monsters, but as highly social, intelligent animals, bound by deep family ties and complex cultural traditions. Their world is one of sound and shadow, of immense pressure and boundless freedom, a realm where their black and white forms move with an otherworldly grace, silent and powerful, truly deserving of our deepest contemplation. The orca's formidable anatomy and senses. As the gentle currents of our understanding carry us deeper, we begin to perceive not just the external grandeur of the orca, but the profound inner architecture that allows it to dominate its watery realm. Beneath the glossy, unblemished skin, a masterpiece of biological engineering awaits a testament to millions of years of evolutionary refinement. Each bone, each muscle, each sensory organ is a finely tuned instrument, contributing to the orca's formidable presence as an apex predator and a complex social being. Imagine, if you will, the skeletal framework that supports such immense power. The orca's spine, a robust and flexible column of vertebrae, extends from the base of its skull to the very tip of its tailstock. Unlike many land mammals whose neck vertebrae are distinct and mobile, the orca possesses cervical vertebrae that are often partially fused, providing a stable platform for its powerful head and streamlined body, minimizing resistance as it slices through the water. This spinal flexibility, however, remains extraordinary, allowing for the powerful undulations of its body that propel it forward with such incredible force. Each vertebra is perfectly articulated, enabling the fluid serpentine movements that characterize its underwater grace, allowing for both sustained long-distance travel and sudden explosive bursts of speed during a hunt. Attached to this powerful spinal column are the ribs, forming a protective cage around the vital organs, yet designed with a degree of flexibility that can withstand the immense pressures of deep dives. The pectoral fins, which appear as sleek paddles from the outside, conceal within them a remarkable internal structure, a series of bones homologous to the limb bones of terrestrial mammals, including a humerus radius ulna and phalanges. These bones, though modified and flattened into a rigid paddle-like structure, are a whispering echo of our shared evolutionary past, a reminder of the ancient journey from land to sea. They are not merely for steering, but are powerful tools capable of precise manipulation of water, aiding in intricate maneuvers and even subtle social touches within the pod. The tail flukes, the primary engine of propulsion, are entirely cartilaginous, devoid of bone. This flexible yet incredibly strong tissue allows for the powerful up and down strokes that generate immense thrust, propelling the orca through the water with seemingly boundless energy. The sheer musculature required for such movements is astonishing. Beneath the blubber and skin lies a vast network of dense, powerful muscle fibers, particularly concentrated along the dorsal ridge and within the tailstock. These muscles, developed over eons, are capable of generating explosive power, allowing the orca to launch its massive body clear of the water in a dramatic breach, or to accelerate with breathtaking speed to overtake even the swiftest of prey. Encasing this powerful internal machinery is the blubber, a thick insulating layer of adipose tissue that can be several inches thick. This blubber serves a dual purpose. It is a vital energy reserve, allowing the orca to sustain itself during periods of scarcity or intense activity. And it provides crucial thermal insulation, protecting its warm-blooded body from the frigid temperatures of the polar waters it often inhabits. The blubber also contributes to the orca's perfect buoyancy, allowing it to effortlessly hold its position in the water column or ascend and descend with minimal effort. Overlying the blubber is the skin, a smooth, resilient surface devoid of hair, perfectly adapted to minimize drag and facilitate its frictionless passage through the aquatic medium. This skin, while robust, is also remarkably sensitive, contributing to the rich, tactile communication within an orca pod, where gentle rubs and touches reinforce social bonds. High on the crown of its head, a single crescent-shaped aperture marks the blowhole, the orca's nostril. This specialized opening is perfectly designed for rapid, efficient breathing at the surface. With a powerful expulsion of air, often accompanied by a distinctive whoosh sound, the orca clears its airways, then inhales deeply, replenishing its oxygen supply in a fraction of a second before submerging once more. Beneath the blowhole, a complex system of muscles and valves ensures that the airway remains tightly sealed during dives, preventing water from entering the lungs. The orca's lungs themselves are capacious, capable of holding a vast volume of air, allowing for extended periods underwater, essential for deep foraging and stealthy approaches to prey. Within the powerful jaws, a formidable array of conical teeth awaits, perfectly engineered for their predatory role. An adult orca can possess between 40 and 56 teeth, interlocking precisely when the jaws close, forming a powerful trap. These teeth are not designed for chewing or grinding. Rather, they are sharp-pointed instruments for grasping, holding, and tearing. Each tooth is robust, slightly curved backward, allowing for an inescapable grip on slippery prey. Whether it is a swift-moving fish, a struggling seal, or the thick flesh of a larger whale, these teeth are the primary tools for securing and dismembering their meals, often in coordinated efforts with other pod members. While the orca's world is primarily one of sound, its visual senses are also remarkably adapted to its environment. Deep set within the sleek contours of its head, the orca's eye is a marvel of aquatic vision. It is protected by a tough, resilient cornea that can withstand the pressures and abrasions of the underwater world. The lens is spherical, a common adaptation in marine mammals, allowing for clear vision in water, which refracts light differently than air. While it may not perceive the vibrant spectrum of colors that we do, its eyes are highly sensitive to variations in light intensity and contrast, crucial for navigating the often dim blue-green depths and for spotting prey against the mottled light filtering from above. Scientists believe that the presence of a tapetum lucidum, a reflective layer behind the retina, further enhances their ability to gather what little light is available in deeper waters, much like the night vision of a cat. Yet, it is through sound that the orca truly perceives and interacts with its world in the most profound way. While a detailed exploration of echolocation awaits us in a later chapter, it is important to understand that their entire auditory system is a masterpiece of sensory adaptation. Unlike land mammals, orcas do not have external ear flaps. Instead, sound waves are efficiently channeled through specialized fatty tissues in the lower jaw, which transmit vibrations directly to the inner ear. This system allows for an incredibly precise perception of sound direction and distance, essential for navigating, communicating, and hunting in the vast, often opaque underwater environment. Their inner ear structures are robust, designed to function optimally under extreme pressure, allowing them to hear and interpret the subtle echoes of their world, even in the deepest, darkest trenches they might briefly encounter. The sense of touch, often overlooked, plays a significant role in the social fabric of an orca pod. Their skin, particularly around the rostrum, pectoral fins, and tail flukes, is highly sensitive. This sensitivity facilitates the gentle nudges, rubs, and close proximity that characterize their intricate social interactions. A mother might gently guide her calf with a soft touch of her pectoral fin, or two adults might rub against each other in a gesture of bonding and reassurance. These tactile communications are as vital to their social cohesion as their complex vocalizations, reinforcing the deep familial ties that bind a pod together. While taste and smell are less developed in marine mammals compared to their terrestrial ancestors, they are not entirely absent. Orcas possess a sense of taste, though its precise function and range are still subjects of ongoing scientific inquiry. It is believed to play a role in identifying prey quality or perhaps detecting chemical cues in the water. The sense of smell, however, is significantly reduced as the aquatic environment does not lend itself to airborne olfactory detection. Instead, their reliance shifts profoundly to the remarkable capabilities of their hearing and touch, crafting a sensory world that is alien yet perfectly adapted to their watery home. Thus, the orca stands as a living testament to evolution's ingenuity, an architect of its own destiny in the deep. Every curve of its body, every specialized sense, every internal system is a finely tuned component in a grand design, enabling it to thrive as the ocean's most formidable and intelligent apex predator. As we contemplate these intricate details, we begin to glimpse the profound intelligence and adaptability that lie beneath the surface of this magnificent, giant dolphin. Intelligence, cognition, and problem-solving. From the intricate architecture of their physical forms, we now gently pivot towards the most profound and enigmatic aspect of the orca, the vast, deep currents of their minds. Within the sleek, dark contours of their colossal heads lies an organ of astonishing complexity and immense scale, a brain that weighs on average a remarkable 15 pounds, or nearly 7 kilograms. This is a brain far larger than our own, not merely in mass, but in the sheer density of its convolutions, the intricate folds and grooves that dramatically increase its surface area, hinting at a processing power that scientists are only just beginning to comprehend. This extraordinary neurological structure is not merely a collection of neurons. It is a living, pulsating center of advanced cognition, supporting a range of abilities that challenge our traditional understanding of intelligence in the animal kingdom. The orca's brain possesses highly developed regions associated with emotions, social behavior, and self-awareness. Scientists have observed a paralimbic system, an area linked to emotion and social processing, that is significantly more elaborate than in many other mammals, suggesting a profound capacity for complex feelings and intricate social interactions. This anatomical evidence whispers of a rich inner world, a landscape of thought and sensation as vast and deep as the oceans they inhabit. One of the most compelling indicators of advanced intelligence is the capacity for problem solving, and in this realm, the orca stands as a true master. Consider the intricate dance of their hunting strategies, which are not merely instinctual reactions, but carefully orchestrated plans, often adapted to specific prey and environmental conditions. Imagine a pod of transient orcas gliding silently through the frigid waters of the Arctic, their dark forms barely discernible against the shifting ice. They detect the telltale scent of a seal resting upon an ice floe. Instead of a direct chaotic assault, a coordinated strategy unfolds. The pod members position themselves, some diving deep, others remaining at the surface. Then, with a synchronized burst of speed, they surge upwards their massive bodies, creating a powerful, deliberate wave that washes over the ice floe, dislodging the terrified seal into the water where the rest of the pod awaits. This wave-washing technique is not a random act. It requires precise timing, collective understanding of physics, and an astonishing level of cooperation, demonstrating an ability to conceptualize a goal and execute a multi-step plan. Another vivid illustration of their cognitive prowess lies in their specialized methods for hunting larger marine mammals. Picture the open ocean, a vast blue expanse where a pod of orcas encounters a large baleen whale, perhaps a humpback. This is not a simple chase. The orcas, often working in shifts, will systematically tire their enormous prey, sometimes even holding down its pectoral fins to prevent it from righting itself, or ramming it repeatedly to inflict injury and exhaust its defenses. This sustained complex hunt can last for hours, demanding not only physical endurance but also remarkable strategic planning, communication, and a deep understanding of their prey's anatomy and behavior. Each member of the pod appears to understand its role, contributing to the collective effort with seamless coordination, a living testament to their capacity for advanced teamwork. Their communication system, a symphony of clicks, whistles, and pulsed calls, forms the very bedrock of their social and cognitive lives. These vocalizations are not random noises, but a rich, nuanced language, often unique to specific pods or ecotypes. Imagine listening to the underwater soundscape, the sharp, rapid clicks used for echolocation, painting a detailed sonic picture of their surroundings. The melodious whistles believed to convey emotional states or individual identity, and the complex pulsed calls which carry specific information, perhaps coordinating a hunt or signaling a change in direction. Scientists have observed distinct dialects within orca populations, where pods from different regions or even adjacent territories possess unique repertoires of calls much like human languages. This phenomenon suggests cultural transmission of knowledge where vocal patterns are learned and passed down through generations, indicating a sophisticated form of social learning and cultural identity. The concept of orca culture is perhaps one of the most compelling aspects of their intelligence. Unlike many species whose behaviors are primarily instinctual, orcas exhibit a remarkable degree of learned behavior passed down from mother to calf, from elder to juvenile. This cultural transmission manifests in distinct hunting strategies, preferred diets, and even specialized vocalizations that define different ecotypes. For instance, the resident orcas of the Pacific Northwest primarily consume fish, employing specific cooperative strategies to herd vast schools of salmon. In contrast, the transient orcas of the same region specialize in hunting marine mammals, utilizing stealth and powerful coordinated attacks. These distinct cultural traditions are not genetically encoded. They are learned behaviors meticulously taught and practiced within the pod, demonstrating a profound capacity for social learning memory and the accumulation of shared knowledge over generations. Furthermore, scientists believe that orcas possess a degree of self-awareness and potentially a theory of mind, the ability to attribute mental states such as beliefs, desires, and intentions to themselves and others. While direct evidence for theory of mind in non-human animals is challenging to obtain the complexity of their cooperative hunting, their nuanced social interactions, and their ability to adapt strategies based on the perceived actions of others strongly suggest that they can infer the intentions and knowledge of their podmates. Imagine an orca holding back during a chase, anticipating where its prey will flee, knowing that another pod member will be there to intercept. This level of predictive understanding points to a sophisticated cognitive map of their social and physical world. The role of play in the development of orca intelligence cannot be overstated. From a young age, calves engage in elaborate games chasing each other, manipulating objects and practicing mock hunts. These playful interactions are not merely entertainment, they are vital training grounds, honing their physical coordination, problem-solving skills, and social communication. A young orca might playfully herd a piece of kelp, mimicking the movements used to corral fish, or engage in intricate chases with its siblings, learning the subtle cues and coordinated maneuvers that will be essential for survival as an adult. This extended period of learning and play, guided by the experienced matriarchs of the pod, allows for the development of highly flexible and adaptive cognitive abilities. Beyond these observable behaviors, there are whispers of a deeper emotional intelligence. Orcas have been observed exhibiting behaviors that strongly suggest grief, empathy, and altruism. There are poignant accounts of mothers carrying their deceased calves for days, even weeks, refusing to let go, a profound display of attachment and sorrow that resonates deeply with human experience. Scientists have also documented instances of orcas assisting injured pod members, supporting them at the surface to breathe, or sharing food with those unable to hunt. These acts, seemingly devoid of immediate self-interest, point to a rich emotional landscape, a capacity for compassion and interconnectedness that further elevates our understanding of their complex minds. As we allow these images and insights to gently settle, we recognize that the orca's intelligence is not a singular trait, but a multifaceted jewel, gleaming with the facets of communication, problem-solving, cultural transmission, and profound emotional depth. Their minds are vast, intelligent currents flowing through the deep, constantly learning, adapting and evolving within the boundless expanse of the ocean. The full extent of their cognitive world remains a wondrous mystery, inviting us to contemplate the profound intelligence that thrives beneath the waves, a testament to the endless possibilities of life on Earth. Matriarchal societies and complex family bonds. From the intricate workings of their minds, our gaze now turns to the profound living architecture of their societies, to the silent, powerful whispers that bind them together in the vast, fluid expanse of the ocean. The orca, truly a creature of deep connection, lives within a social structure of astonishing stability and complexity, a network of relationships centered around the enduring presence of its matriarch. This is a world where family is paramount, where bonds are forged over decades, sometimes nearly a century, echoing through generations in the deep blue currents. Imagine a living, breathing lineage, a multi-generational family unit known as a pod. At the heart of this pod, guiding its movements, its hunts, and its very existence resides the oldest female. She is the matriarch, a repository of accumulated wisdom, a living library of migration routes, hunting strategies, and the subtle nuances of communication that have been passed down through her ancestors. Her years in the ocean have endowed her with an unparalleled understanding of the environment, a deep knowledge of the seasonal movements of prey, the safest passages through treacherous waters, and the most effective ways to navigate the ever-changing challenges of their world. Her decisions, often made with a quiet authority, ripple through the entire pod, shaping its daily rhythms and its long-term survival. What makes this matriarchal system particularly remarkable is the extended lifespan of female orcas. Unlike many other species, these venerable females often live long past their reproductive years, sometimes reaching ages of 80 or even 90 years, well into a postmenopausal phase. This phenomenon, rare in the animal kingdom, is not a biological accident. Scientists believe it serves a crucial evolutionary purpose, often referred to as the grandmother hypothesis. Picture a wise elder no longer bearing calves herself, yet dedicating her immense experience and energy to the survival and flourishing of her offspring, her grand offspring, and indeed the entire family line. She becomes a living compass, a teacher whose presence dramatically increases the survival rates of her younger relatives, guiding them through lean times, sharing crucial knowledge that has been refined over decades of observation and experience. Within these stable pods, individuals rarely, if ever, leave their birth family. Males in particular remain with their mothers for their entire lives, a phenomenon almost unheard of in other large mammals. This unwavering fidelity to the maternal lineage creates an incredibly cohesive social unit, where every member knows its place, understands its role, and contributes to the collective well-being. The males, often larger and more powerful than the females, play vital roles in protection and hunting. They are the strong arms of the family, yet their movements and actions are often subtly guided by the matriarch, whose accumulated knowledge provides the strategic insight for the pod's success. The bonds within an orca pod are not merely functional. They are deeply emotional, woven with intricate layers of affection, empathy, and mutual support. Observe them as they travel, often swimming in close proximity, their sleek bodies almost brushing a constant gentle contact, reinforcing their connection. A mother will guide her young calf with soft nudges of her pectoral fin, teaching it the intricate dance of swimming and breathing. Juveniles will engage in playful chases, mock hunts, and intricate aerial displays, all under the watchful, patient eyes of the adults, learning the complex social cues and physical coordination essential for their future. Communication is the very breath of their social fabric. The ocean to an orca is not a silent expanse, but a vibrant, resonant world, filled with the clicks, whistles, and pulsed calls that form their intricate language. Each pod, and sometimes even subgroups within a pod, possesses a unique dialect, a shared vocal repertoire that serves as an acoustic signature, identifying them to one another and distinguishing them from other families. Imagine these distinct sound patterns passed down through generations, a living, evolving cultural inheritance. These vocalizations allow for precise coordination during hunts, for maintaining contact in the vastness of the ocean, and for expressing the subtle shifts in mood and intention within the group. A specific call might signal the location of a rich fishing ground. Another might alert the pod to a potential threat, or simply reaffirm the presence and well-being of a distant family member. Beyond vocalizations, tactile contact forms an equally important layer of their communication. Gentle rubs, soft nudges, and synchronized swimming reinforce their deep bonds. A mother might cradle her young calf, close their bodies touching in a gesture of comfort and security. Adults might rub their bodies together in what appears to be a form of social grooming or simply an expression of affection, strengthening the ties that bind them. These physical interactions are not merely incidental, they are vital components of their social cohesion, building trust and reinforcing the intricate web of relationships that define their existence. Food sharing, a hallmark of altruistic behavior, is another profound expression of their family bonds. While orcas are formidable hunters, they are also incredibly generous within their pods. Scientists have observed instances where successful hunters will share their catch with younger, less experienced individuals or with older post-reproductive females who may not be as adept at hunting themselves. There are even documented cases of orcas sharing food with injured or sick pod members, ensuring that even those temporarily incapacitated are sustained. This collective provisioning ensures the survival of all members, strengthening the pod as a whole, a testament to their deep-seated empathy and cooperative spirit. The protection of the pod is a collective responsibility, a silent agreement woven into the very fabric of their lives. Should a young calf be perceived as vulnerable, the adults will form a protective circle around it, shielding it from potential threats. While adult orcas have virtually no natural predators, this instinct for collective defense extends to ensuring the safety of every member, particularly the most vulnerable. This unwavering commitment to mutual support underscores the profound strength and resilience of their family units. The very structure of an orca pod, with its emphasis on matriarchal leadership, lifelong familial bonds, and the continuous transmission of cultural knowledge, represents a pinnacle of social evolution. It is a system that allows for incredible flexibility and adaptation, enabling these magnificent giant dolphins to thrive in every ocean, from the crushing cold of the poles to the sun-dappled warmth of the tropics. Their sustained success across such diverse environments is a direct reflection of the strength and sophistication of their social organization, a testament to the power of connection and the wisdom passed down through generations. As we gently contemplate these intricate family structures, we begin to perceive the profound emotional depth that underlies their lives. The whispers of the pod are not merely sounds. They are expressions of love, loyalty, grief, and joy echoing through the silent depths. Their world is one of deep interconnectedness, a living example of how cooperation, empathy, and the enduring power of family can shape the destiny of an entire species, creating a legacy that flows as boundlessly as the ocean itself. Echolocation and the language of the killer whale. As the gentle currents of our previous contemplations recede, we are now drawn into a realm unseen by human eyes, yet vibrantly alive to the magnificent orca, the boundless resonant world of sound. For these architects of the deep, the ocean is not a silent, dark expanse, but a rich, intricate tapestry of vibrations, echoes, and melodic whispers, a sonic landscape through which they navigate, hunt, and communicate with astonishing precision. Sound is their primary sense, their very window into the watery universe, far more vital than sight in the often dim, opaque depths. At the heart of the orca's perception lies an extraordinary biological sonar system, a marvel of evolution known as echolocation. Imagine, if you will, a living instrument capable of emitting focused bursts of sound and then meticulously interpreting the echoes that return from the surrounding environment. This intricate process begins deep within the orca's forehead, where specialized structures work in concert. High-frequency clicks, sharp and rapid, are generated by the precise vibration of air passing through a complex arrangement of tissues called the phonic lips, or dorsal bursae, located just beneath the blowhole. These clicks are not random. They are carefully modulated, varying in intensity and frequency depending on the task at hand. Once generated, these powerful sound waves are then channeled and focused by a unique melon-shaped organ, a fatty lens-like structure situated in the orca's forehead. This melon acts much like an acoustic lens, shaping the emitted clicks into a narrow directional beam akin to a sonic flashlight beam piercing through the water. With this focused beam, the orca can sweep its environment, painting a detailed acoustic picture of everything in its path, from the vast open water ahead to the subtle contours of the seabed below. As these focused sound waves travel through the water, they encounter objects: a towering submarine canyon, a school of shimmering fish, a solitary seal resting on an ice floe. Upon striking these objects, the sound waves bounce back, returning as echoes to the waiting orca. But how does this immense creature hear these faint whispers from the depths? Unlike land mammals, orcas lack external ear flaps. Instead, their lower jaw, filled with specialized fatty tissues, acts as a primary receiver. These fatty channels efficiently conduct the returning sound vibrations directly to the inner ear, bypassing the need for external structures that would create drag in the water. The inner ear, robust and perfectly adapted to the high pressures of the deep, then translates these vibrations into neural signals, which are rapidly transmitted to the orca's highly developed brain. It is within this colossal brain that the true magic of echolocation unfolds. The brain processes the minuscule differences in the timing of the echoes, the subtle shifts in their intensity, and the nuanced changes in their frequency. From this intricate data, a detailed three-dimensional mental image of the environment is constructed. The orca can discern not only the distance and direction of an object, but also its size, its shape, its texture, and even in some cases, its internal composition. Imagine being able to see the swim bladder inside a fish, a tiny air pocket that provides a clear acoustic target even in murky waters or complete darkness. This extraordinary ability allows orcas to navigate labyrinthine underwater landscapes with effortless grace, avoid unseen obstacles, and hunt with unparalleled precision, transforming the vast dark ocean into a vibrant, audible reality. Beyond navigation, echolocation is an indispensable tool for hunting. A pod of orcas can use their collective sonar to precisely locate schools of fish, assessing their density and movement patterns before orchestrating a coordinated attack. They can track individual prey like a swift salmon or a camouflaged squid, even when it is hidden from view. The rapid clicks intensify as they close in on their target, providing increasingly detailed information, allowing for split-second adjustments in speed and direction. For marine mammal-eating orcas, echolocation can even reveal the presence of a sleeping seal or sea lion, its body acoustically distinct from the surrounding water, making surprise attacks possible in the dead of night or beneath the thickest fog. Yet the sonic world of the orca extends far beyond the precise mechanics of echolocation. It encompasses a complex and nuanced language, a rich repertoire of vocalizations that form the very bedrock of their social interactions and cultural identity. These sounds, emanating from deep within their bodies, are the whispers of the pod, the threads that weave their families together across vast oceanic distances. One primary category of these vocalizations, distinct from the rapid clicks of echolocation, consists of whistles. These are pure-tone, melodious sounds, often rising and falling in pitch, sometimes carrying a haunting, ethereal quality through the water. Scientists believe that whistles are primarily used for close-range communication, perhaps conveying emotional states, expressing individual identification, or maintaining contact between individual pod members within a small group. Imagine a mother and her calf separated by a brief distance in the water, exchanging a series of soft whistles, a gentle acoustic tether, reassuring them of each other's presence. The sheer variety of these whistles, their intricate patterns and frequencies, suggests a rich, internal lexicon for expressing nuanced information and emotional connection. The most complex and intriguing aspect of orca communication, however, lies in their pulsed calls. These are not pure tones, but rapid bursts of clicks emitted so quickly that they blend together to our ears, sounding like raspy squawks, squeals, or even screams. Each pulsed call is a distinct, intricate pattern, a unique acoustic signature. These calls serve a multitude of vital functions. They are used for long-range communication, coordinating elaborate hunting strategies, signaling changes in direction during travel, and most profoundly expressing group identity. What makes these pulsed calls truly extraordinary is the phenomenon of dialects. Each pod of orcas, particularly those known as resident populations that specialize in fish, possesses a unique repertoire of these complex calls, a distinct language that sets them apart from other pods. Imagine a family with its own unique set of phrases, intonations and accents passed down from generation to generation. These dialects are not genetically hardwired. They are learned behaviors meticulously taught by the matriarch and other experienced members to the younger calves. A calf, from the moment of its birth, is immersed in the specific dialect of its family, absorbing and mimicking the intricate call patterns until they become an indelible part of its identity. This cultural transmission of vocalizations means that the language of orcas is not static. It evolves slowly over time, with new calls emerging and old ones gradually fading. Scientists have observed that related pods, those that share a common ancestral matriarch, often share a subset of their calls, forming what are known as acoustic clans. These shared calls act as a powerful identifier, allowing related families to recognize each other across vast distances, facilitating occasional social gatherings and reinforcing the broader familial ties. Conversely, pods belonging to different acoustic clans, even if they inhabit overlapping territories, will possess entirely distinct dialects, a clear marker of their separate lineages and cultural traditions. This intricate system of dialects underscores the profound social learning and cultural depth that defines orca societies, a testament to their capacity for complex communication and the preservation of inherited knowledge. The importance of this intricate sonic landscape cannot be overstated. It is through these clicks, whistles and pulsed calls that orcas maintain their lifelong family bonds, coordinate their awe-inspiring hunting maneuvers, and navigate a world that is often visually obscured. Their very survival hinges on the precision of their echolocation and the richness of their language. Yet this delicate sonic world is increasingly vulnerable. The ever-growing presence of human-generated noise in the ocean, from the incessant hum of shipping vessels to the powerful pulses of naval sonar and seismic surveys, threatens to overwhelm their acoustic environment. This cacophony can interfere with their ability to hunt, communicate, and even find their way, casting shadows upon their vibrant sonic landscape. As we gently drift through these revelations, we are left with a profound sense of wonder at the orca's exquisite auditory world. It is a world of unseen vibrations, of echoes that paint pictures, and of whispers that bind families across the deep. The language of the killer whale is a living testament to the power of sound, a constant flowing current of communication that defines their existence and enriches the silent, boundless depths of our planet's oceans. Diverse strategies across orca ecotypes. As the intricate echoes of their language fade into the deep, we are now drawn to a truly astonishing facet of the orca's existence: the profound diversity of their hunting strategies, a living blueprint of adaptation shaped by millennia of evolution and cultural transmission. These magnificent giant dolphins are not monolithic predators. Rather, they exist as distinct ecotypes populations that, while belonging to the same species, have specialized over countless generations into unique dietary niches, each developing its own sophisticated methods for securing sustenance from the vast, varied bounty of the ocean. Imagine, if you will, the subtle yet significant differences that emerge within a single species, driven by the specific demands of their environment and the particular prey they pursue. These ecotypes are like distinct cultures, each with its own traditions, its own preferred foods, and its own meticulously honed techniques, passed down from elder to juvenile through generations of observation and practice. They are living testaments to the power of adaptation, demonstrating how intelligence and social learning can carve out specialized roles within the boundless marine world. Let us first drift towards the resident orcas, particularly renowned in the cool, nutrient-rich waters of the Pacific Northwest. These are the fish eaters, their lives intricately tied to the movements of vast salmon runs. Visually, they often present with a more rounded dorsal fin tip and a distinctive saddle-shaped patch behind the dorsal fin, which can vary in shape and pigmentation, serving as a unique identifier for researchers. Their vocalizations, as we explored, are rich and complex, filled with distinct dialects that echo through their stable, multi-generational pods. Their hunting is often a symphony of cooperation, a calculated dance to corral their swift, silvery prey. Picture a pod of resident orcas detecting a dense school of salmon, perhaps hundreds or even thousands of individuals shimmering beneath the surface. Instead of a chaotic rush, a coordinated strategy unfolds. The orcas spread out, forming a wide crescent-shaped line, their powerful bodies moving in unison. They begin to herd the fish gently at first, then with increasing pressure pushing them towards a confined area, often against a coastline or into a shallow bay. This is the carousel feeding technique, a masterful display of collective intelligence. The fish, disoriented and tightly packed, form a dense, struggling ball near the surface. Then, with a sudden, powerful flick of their immense tail flukes, an orca will stun several fish at once, creating a shockwave through the water that temporarily incapacitates its prey. Imagine the sheer force of such a blow, enough to send ripples across the surface, as the stunned fish float momentarily helpless, ready to be consumed. This precise technique minimizes effort and maximizes yield, a testament to their refined understanding of hydrodynamics and prey behavior. The catch is then shared amongst the pod, reinforcing the strong communal bonds that define their existence. In stark contrast, we encounter the transient orcas, also known as Big's killer whales, stealthy hunters who roam the same Pacific Northwest waters but pursue an entirely different quarry, marine mammals. These individuals often exhibit a more pointed dorsal fin and a closed or less distinct saddle patch. Their social structure is typically smaller and more fluid, often consisting of a mother and her offspring, though they may temporarily join with other transient groups. Critically, their hunting strategy demands an entirely different approach, one defined by silence and surprise. Imagine a small group of transient orcas gliding through the water with an almost supernatural quietness. Their echolocation clicks, so vital to the resident fish eaters, are used sparingly, if at all, during a hunt for their prey. Seals, sea lions, porpoises, and even other dolphins possess acute hearing and would quickly detect their approach. Instead, they rely on keen eyesight, subtle body language, and a profound understanding of their prey's habits. They will stalk their quarry with painstaking patience, hugging the coastline or using underwater topography for cover, their dark forms blending seamlessly with the shadows. When the moment for attack arrives, it is a burst of explosive, coordinated power. Consider a lone seal resting on a rocky outcrop. The transients will approach silently, positioning themselves to cut off any escape route. One orca might surge onto the beach, briefly stranding itself to snatch the seal, while others wait in the water to intercept if the seal attempts to flee. For larger prey, such as a fast-moving porpoise, the hunt becomes a high-speed chase, a relentless pursuit where the orcas work in relays, tiring their target until it can be overwhelmed. Against a powerful sea lion, they might employ ramming, using their immense bodies to stun and disorient, or even hold it underwater, to drown it, a chillingly efficient tactic. These hunts are often quick, brutal, and executed with a precision that speaks volumes about their intelligence and teamwork. Drifting further afield into the vast, open expanses of the ocean, we encounter the offshore orcas, a more mysterious ecotype, whose lives are largely lived far from coastal waters. These orcas are typically larger than their coastal counterparts, and their teeth often show significant wear, suggesting a diet that includes tough, abrasive prey. Scientists theorize that their primary diet consists of schooling fish, like tuna, but also includes a surprising and formidable quarry sharks, even the formidable great white. Imagine a pod of offshore orcas, perhaps 20 or more individuals, moving through the deep blue, their forms barely visible in the shimmering light. They are believed to hunt sharks by targeting their most vulnerable organs. There are documented observations of orcas systematically disorienting and then incapacitating large sharks, sometimes by flipping them upside down, a state known as tonic immobility. Once the shark is rendered helpless, the orcas can then precisely extract its liver, a highly nutritious, lipid-rich organ. This specialized hunting technique requires not only immense power, but also a sophisticated understanding of shark physiology, a true marvel of predatory adaptation. The worn teeth of offshore orcas are believed to be a result of the rough texture of shark skin, which is covered in tiny abrasive dermal denticles acting like sandpaper. Venturing into the frigid, ice-laden waters of the Antarctic, we discover an even greater diversity of orca ecotypes, each exquisitely adapted to its unique polar environment. First, there are the Type A orcas, majestic hunters of the open oceans surrounding Antarctica. These are the largest of the Antarctic ecotypes, characterized by a distinct medium-sized white eye patch that is parallel to the body axis. Their primary prey is the sleek, fast-moving minke whale, a formidable target that can weigh up to 10 tons. Imagine a pod of Type A orcas engaging in a prolonged, arduous chase, often lasting for hours, systematically exhausting the minke whale. They will ram it, bite at its flukes and pectoral fins, and even attempt to prevent it from surfacing, to breathe a relentless, coordinated assault that showcases their immense endurance and strategic prowess. Then there are the Type B orcas, often referred to as pack ice orcas, beautifully adapted to hunting seals amidst the treacherous, shifting ice flows. These orcas are characterized by a larger yellowish-brown diatom stain on their white patches, a natural camouflage against the icy backdrop, and a distinctively smaller eye patch that slants slightly forward. Their most iconic hunting technique is the wave-washing strategy, a breathtaking display of cooperative engineering. Picture a seal resting peacefully on a sturdy ice floe. A pod of Type B orcas will silently approach, positioning themselves in a line often quite close to the ice edge. Then with a synchronized, powerful surge, they will create a massive, deliberate wave that washes over the ice floe, knocking the unsuspecting seal into the water. The timing and coordination required for this maneuver are astonishing, a testament to their collective intelligence and precise communication. Once in the water, the seal is quickly overwhelmed by the waiting pod members. The Type C orcas, or Ross Sea orcas, are the smallest of the Antarctic ecotypes, distinguished by a very small, forward-slanted eye patch. Their diet consists primarily of the Antarctic toothfish, a deep-dwelling species. Imagine these smaller, agile orcas diving deep into the frigid waters, perhaps using specialized echolocation to locate the toothfish in the dark, abyssal depths. Scientists believe they likely employ cooperative herding techniques similar to the resident orcas of the north, but adapted for the unique challenges of deep-sea fishing. Finally, the elusive Type D orcas found in the subantarctic waters are perhaps the least understood. They are characterized by a distinctive, very small and round eye patch. Their diet and hunting strategies remain largely unknown, as sightings are rare, but scientists theorize they may prey on fish and squid, perhaps in deep-sea environments. Their very existence speaks to the hidden diversity and ongoing mysteries of the ocean's apex predators. As these diverse images of the hunter's blueprint settle in our minds, we begin to appreciate the extraordinary adaptability of the orca. Each ecotype, a unique expression of the species, has honed its own set of skills, its own cultural traditions, and its own specialized approach to life in the vast, boundless ocean. They are living blueprints, continuously evolving and refining their strategies, a testament to the endless ingenuity of nature and the profound intelligence that guides these magnificent giant dolphins through their sonic landscapes. Orchestrated hunts for seals, sea lions, and whales. As the intricate web of orca social structures and sonic communications gently recedes into the depths of our contemplation, we are now drawn into the awe-inspiring, often dramatic realm of their predatory pursuits. Here, the profound intelligence and complex social bonds of the pod coalesce into a breathtaking display of coordinated hunting, a living blueprint of instinct, strategy, and sheer power. These aren't merely acts of hunger. They are orchestrated ballets of survival, meticulously planned and executed with an efficiency that has earned the orca its place at the apex of the marine food web. Imagine, if you will, the silent, methodical approach of a small group of transient orcas, their dark forms barely rippling the surface of the water as they stalk an unsuspecting seal or sea lion. Their movements are deliberate, almost imperceptible, a testament to their mastery of stealth. Unlike the fish-eating residents, these marine mammal specialists often refrain from using echolocation during the initial phase of a hunt, for their prey possesses acute hearing and would quickly detect the telltale clicks. Instead, they rely on keen eyesight, the subtle shifts in water currents, and an almost preternatural understanding of their quarry's habits. They might hug the coastline using the shadows of cliffs or the murky depths of kelp forests as cover. Their intent focused their senses, finely tuned to the slightest splash or scent. Consider a large sea lion, perhaps basking lazily on a sun-drenched rocky outcrop, its sleek body warmed by the sun's embrace. The orcas, having observed its position, begin their approach. It is a slow, patient stalk, each member of the pod understanding its role without a single vocal command. One orca might position itself to block an escape route to the open sea, while another prepares for a direct assault. Then, with a sudden, explosive burst of power, one of the orcas will surge forward, its massive body launching itself partially out of the water, sometimes even briefly stranding itself on the shore to snatch the startled sea lion. This daring maneuver, fraught with the risk of becoming truly beached, showcases their immense confidence and the precision of their calculations. The sea lion, caught off guard, is quickly secured in the powerful jaws, its struggles brief against the immense strength of its captor. If the sea lion manages to escape into the water, the waiting pod members are ready. their coordinated movements cutting off every avenue of retreat, turning the open ocean into an inescapable trap. In the frigid, ice-laden waters of the Antarctic, a different, yet equally astonishing strategy unfolds for hunting seals. Here, the Type B orcas, often called pack ice orcas, have perfected a technique known as wave washing. Picture a Weddell seal, its dark form a stark contrast against the pristine white of an ice floe, perhaps dozing in the pale polar light. A pod of Type B orcas, their distinctive yellowish-brown diatom stains, blending subtly with the icy environment, will silently approach. They align themselves in a precise single-file formation, often several large individuals abreast their collective mass of formidable force. Then, with a synchronized, powerful surge, they accelerate towards the ice floe. Their massive bodies, moving in perfect unison, create a colossal, deliberate wave, a liquid wall that rises with an almost slow-motion grace, cresting over the ice floe. The seal, jolted from its slumber, tumbles into the churning water, disoriented and vulnerable. The moment it hits the water, the waiting orcas, having anticipated its trajectory, close in their powerful jaws, swiftly ending the pursuit. This intricate maneuver requires not only immense physical coordination, but also a deep shared understanding of hydrodynamics and the behavior of both ice and prey. For faster, more agile prey like porpoises or smaller dolphins, the hunt transforms into a high-speed chase, a relentless pursuit across the open water. Here, the orcas often work in relays, taking turns to surge ahead, tiring their swift target. One orca might drive the porpoise towards another, which then takes up the pursuit, maintaining constant pressure until the prey is exhausted. They might ram the porpoise with their powerful heads, stunning it with the sheer force of impact, or use their immense tail flukes to deliver a stunning blow, temporarily incapacitating it. Once subdued, the prey is quickly dispatched and shared among the pod, a testament to the efficiency and cooperative spirit of these hunters. But perhaps the most awe-inspiring and formidable displays of orca hunting prowess are reserved for their pursuit of much larger whales. These are the hunts that earned them the fearsome moniker killer whales. As early mariners witnessed their audacious attacks on creatures far exceeding their own size. Consider the sleek, fast-moving minke whale, a formidable target that can weigh up to 10 tons, often found in the open ocean or near the shifting ice edges. The Type A orcas of the Antarctic are particularly known for this specialization. The chase itself is a marathon, a test of wills and endurance against a creature of comparable size and immense power. The orcas, often a large pod, do not rush. Instead, they pursue relentless for hours, sometimes even for an entire day, systematically wearing down their colossal prey. One might observe a large male orca, its towering dorsal fins slicing through the waves, repeatedly ramming the minke's flanks, a blunt, powerful impact designed to disorient and injure. Others might target the minke's pectoral fins, biting and tearing, impairing its ability to steer, while another might strategically position itself beneath the whale, preventing it from diving deep for respite or from surfacing easily for a breath. This relentless harassment, a calculated war of attrition, slowly drains the minke's strength until, exhausted and overwhelmed, it succumbs to the coordinated assault. Even more dramatic are the hunts for grey whale calves, particularly along their migratory routes in the eastern Pacific. These vulnerable young whales, often weighing several tons, travel northward, with their mothers hugging the coastline for protection. Here, transient orcas lie in wait, their strategy focused on separating the calf from its colossal mother, a protective behemoth weighing up to 35 tons. Imagine the intense struggle the grey whale mother, a living fortress attempting to shield her calf, with her immense body rolling and thrashing, creating a defensive barrier of flesh and bone. The orcas, however, are persistent, their patience unwavering. They will repeatedly try to drive a wedge between the mother and calf, using their superior speed and agility. One orca might distract the mother while others attempt to drive the calf into shallower water or away from the protective embrace. Once separated, the calf becomes the primary target. The orcas will then employ a chillingly effective strategy, drowning. They will take turns holding the calf underwater, preventing it from surfacing, to breathe a relentless, suffocating assault. The calf's struggles grow weaker and weaker, its desperate attempts to reach the surface thwarted by the immense coordinated power of the orca pod. This prolonged, arduous hunt can last for hours, a testament to the orca's endurance and their unwavering focus. Once the calf is subdued, the pod will then meticulously access the most nutritious parts of the carcass, often targeting the rich blubber and the tongue, sharing the bounty amongst the family. Even larger whales, such as humpbacks, though less frequently targeted due to their formidable defenses and immense size, are not entirely immune to orca predation, particularly if the humpback is old, sick, or a lone calf. While full-grown humpbacks are incredibly powerful and will fiercely defend themselves, there are rare documented instances of orcas harassing and attempting to drown them, especially if the humpback is already weakened. These encounters highlight the sheer audacity and predatory dominance of the orca, a creature that truly fears no other in its vast watery domain. In every one of these orchestrated hunts, whether for a small seal or a colossal whale, the underlying principles remain constant: profound intelligence, meticulous coordination, unwavering patience, and an astonishing capacity for teamwork. The subtle body language, the precise positioning, the relaying of roles, all of these elements coalesce into a seamless, deadly dance. These are not merely animals acting on blind instinct. They are strategists, problem solvers, and communicators, whose hunting blueprint is as varied and complex as the ocean itself. Each hunt is a living lesson passed down through generations, refining the art of the predator's pursuit, ensuring the survival and dominance of these magnificent giant dolphins in the boundless deep currents of our world. Unraveling the orca's specialized hunt for great whites. From the intricate coordinated ballets of their hunts for seals and whales, our journey now leads us to one of the most astonishing and recently documented revelations in the world of marine predation: the orca's specialized, formidable capacity to hunt and subdue the ocean's most iconic and feared predator, the great white shark. For generations, the great white reigned supreme in the public imagination, an undisputed monarch of the deep, its very presence inspiring primal fear. Yet in the silent, shimmering depths, a new understanding has emerged, revealing that even this formidable leviathan finds itself vulnerable to the strategic brilliance and immense power of the giant dolphin. Imagine the sleek grey form of a great white shark, a creature built for speed and raw power. Its eyes devoid of mercy, its mouth a gaping maw of serrated teeth. Now picture this apex predator being systematically hunted, disoriented, and ultimately overcome by a creature that, while equally powerful, operates with an intelligence and coordination that elevates it beyond mere instinct. This is not a chaotic clash of titans, but a calculated, precise engagement, a testament to the orca's unparalleled position at the very pinnacle of the marine food web. The ability of orcas to hunt great white sharks, a phenomenon increasingly observed and studied particularly along the coasts of South Africa and California, highlights several critical advantages possessed by these magnificent giant dolphins. Firstly, their sheer size and strength. A mature male orca can easily outweigh and outmuscle even the largest great white. While a great white might reach lengths of 20 feet and weigh over 2 tons, a large male orca can stretch to 26 feet and weigh 9 tons, an overwhelming disparity in mass and kinetic force. This physical dominance provides the raw power necessary to control and manipulate such a formidable opponent. Secondly, and perhaps most importantly, is the orca's profound intelligence and the power of collective action. Great white sharks, while incredibly efficient hunters, are largely solitary. Their hunting strategies, while effective, are instinctual and do not involve the complex coordinated teamwork that defines orca predation. An orca pod, even a small group of 2 or 3 individuals, brings a level of strategic planning and communication that a lone shark simply cannot match. This cognitive superiority allows them to exploit the shark's physiological vulnerabilities with chilling precision. The hunt begins with detection, often subtle and deliberate. Orcas, with their highly developed echolocation, can perceive the presence of a shark. From a considerable distance, their sonic clicks, painting a detailed acoustic image of the shark's size, speed, and even its internal structure. While great whites possess an extraordinary sense of smell, capable of detecting minute traces of blood over vast distances, and a sophisticated electroreception system to sense the faint electrical fields generated by muscle contractions. These senses are primarily geared towards detecting prey. They are less effective at anticipating a large, silent predator approaching from the depths. Orcas, particularly the marine mammal-eating ecotypes, are masters of stealth, often minimizing their echolocation clicks when hunting prey with acute hearing, relying instead on keen eyesight and an understanding of ocean currents to mask their approach. Once a great white is located, the orcas initiate their specialized strategy, a method that leverages a profound understanding of shark physiology. The crucial first step involves disorienting the shark, often by delivering powerful targeted body slams. Imagine the immense force of a 9-ton orca, its sleek, muscular body accelerating through the water, colliding with the flank of a great white. This is not a random impact. It is a calculated blow designed to momentarily stun and disorient the shark, disrupting its equilibrium and making it vulnerable to the next phase of the attack. The sheer concussive force of such a collision can send shockwaves through the shark's nervous system, momentarily overwhelming its senses. Following this initial disorienting strike, the orcas then employ their most ingenious tactic, flipping the great white onto its back. This maneuver is not merely a show of strength, but a sophisticated exploitation of a unique physiological response in sharks known as tonic immobility. Picture the orca using its powerful pectoral fins and its massive body carefully manipulating the disoriented shark, nudging it, pushing it, until it rolls onto its dorsal side. As the shark is inverted, a profound change overcomes its body. Its muscles relax, its breathing becomes shallow and irregular, and it enters a trance-like state, losing all motor control. This is tonic immobility, a natural reflex that can occur in many shark species when they are turned upside down. The orca's brilliance lies not just in inducing this state, but in sustaining it. Once the great white is inverted, the orca will often hold it in that position, sometimes for extended periods, using its immense body weight and powerful fins to keep the shark from righting itself. Imagine the great white, its formidable jaw now slack, its powerful tail still, its body limp, its eyes glazed over. In this state of tonic immobility, a critical physiological process related to respiration begins to fail. Unlike bony fish, which can pump water over their gills, most sharks must keep moving forward to force oxygen-rich water over their gills, a process known as ram ventilation. When held upside down and immobile, the shark can no longer effectively breathe. It slowly begins to suffocate. This sustained period of tonic immobility serves a chillingly efficient purpose. It weakens the shark, rendering it utterly helpless, and allows the orcas to approach their ultimate target with minimal risk. The primary objective of this specialized hunt is not the entire shark carcass, but a particular organ, the liver. The liver of a great white shark is an astonishing organ, disproportionately large, sometimes accounting for up to a quarter of the shark's entire body weight. It is incredibly rich in lipids and squalene, a highly nutritious oil that serves as a vital energy reserve and aids in buoyancy. For the orcas, this liver is a concentrated source of high-energy sustenance, a prized delicacy. With the great white incapacitated and slowly suffocating, the orcas perform a surgical extraction. Using their powerful conical teeth, they will make a precise incision, often near the pectoral fins, to access the liver. Scientists believe that the orcas possess an intimate knowledge of shark anatomy, allowing them to target this specific organ with remarkable accuracy, minimizing damage to the rest of the carcass. The sheer scale of the liver, often several feet long and incredibly dense, means that its extraction is a deliberate, methodical process. Once removed, the liver is consumed by the pod, a high-value reward for their coordinated efforts. The impact of these specialized hunts extends beyond the individual shark. Observations in areas like False Bay in South Africa have shown a direct correlation between the presence of orcas and the sudden dramatic disappearance of great white sharks from their traditional hunting grounds. After an orca attack, great whites have been known to abandon entire coastal regions for weeks, months, or even years, demonstrating a profound avoidance behavior. This suggests that the great whites recognize the immense threat posed by orcas, a fear that overrides their instinct to hunt in prime feeding areas. The very presence of orcas can fundamentally alter the ecosystem, acting as a powerful regulatory force on shark populations. While these observations are relatively recent, scientists continue to unravel the full extent of this predator-prey relationship. Research involves tracking both orcas and sharks, analyzing carcass remains, and deploying underwater acoustic arrays to listen for the subtle cues of their interactions. Each new piece of evidence further illuminates the sophisticated intelligence and adaptability of the orca, solidifying its status as the ocean's true apex predator, capable of challenging and overcoming even the most formidable of marine giants. As we allow these images of strategic brilliance and immense power to settle, we are left with a profound sense of awe at the orca's capacity for calculated predation. The great white shark, once an emblem of unchallenged dominance, now reveals a deeper truth about the ocean's intricate food web that even the most fearsome hunter can become. The hunted, especially when confronted by the unparalleled intelligence, coordination, and sheer might of the ocean's giant dolphin, the shark slayer. The elusive transients and their vast territories. As the echoes of the shark slayer's prowess gently fade, our journey now carries us into a realm of even greater mystery and movement, to the very essence of nomadic existence within the orca world. We turn our contemplation to a distinct and captivating ecotype, often known as Big's killer whales, but more commonly referred to as transients. These are the true wanderers of the ocean, the silent, stealthy hunters whose lives are defined by vast, ever-shifting territories and an almost ethereal elusiveness. Imagine the boundless expanse of the ocean stretching from horizon to horizon, a fluid, ever-changing landscape. Unlike their more settled counterparts, the fish-eating resident orcas, whose lives are often intricately tied to specific, abundant salmon runs, and whose movements are somewhat predictable, the transients embody a different philosophy of survival. Their existence is a continuous journey, a relentless pursuit of marine mammals across thousands of miles of coastline and open water. A life unbound by fixed territories or predictable patterns, as they are the nomads of the deep, their movements dictated by the migratory paths and seasonal abundances of seals, sea lions, porpoises, and even the colossal whales they so skillfully pursue. Physically, transients often bear subtle distinctions that whisper of their different way of life. Their dorsal fins tend to be more pointed at the tip, often straighter and more upright than the rounded fins of residents, a sleek, almost knife-like silhouette against the horizon. The saddle patch, that distinctive grey or white marking behind the dorsal fin, is typically a solid uniform, grey or black, lacking the intricate open patterns seen in many resident individuals. These subtle visual cues, though seemingly minor, are crucial identifiers for researchers, allowing them to distinguish between these distinct populations as they glide through the vast blue wilderness. The social structure of transient orcas also reflects their nomadic existence. While the core bond of a mother and her offspring remains incredibly strong, forming the fundamental unit of their society, their larger group dynamics are far more fluid and less stable than the multi-generational, highly cohesive pods of residents. A transient family unit might consist of a mother and her 2 or 3 adult offspring, including mature males who, like their resident cousins, often remain with their mothers for life. However, these smaller family groups frequently disband and reform, temporarily joining with other transient pods for larger hunts or social gatherings, only to separate again and continue their solitary or small group wanderings. This adaptability in their social groupings allows them to efficiently hunt a wide range of marine mammal prey, from solitary seals to large aggregations of sea lions, optimizing their numbers for the specific challenge at hand. The very essence of their hunting strategy is silence, a profound quietude that defines their approach. Unlike the vocal, echolocation-rich world of the fish-eating orcas, transients are masters of stealth. When stalking marine mammals which possess acute hearing, they become virtually silent, ceasing almost all vocalizations. Imagine them gliding through the water, their powerful bodies moving with an almost supernatural grace. Their echolocation clicks used sparingly, if at all, to avoid detection. Instead, they rely on an astonishing array of other senses, keen eyesight, even in dim light, the subtle detection of vibrations in the water, and perhaps even an innate understanding of scent plumes carried on currents. They become living shadows, their dark forms blending seamlessly with the depths. Their approach, a silent, inexorable creep towards their unsuspecting prey. This stealth is critical because their prey, whether a harbor seal dozing on a rocky shore or a Dahl's porpoise speeding through the open water, is always alert to danger. The transient's hunt is often an ambush, a sudden, explosive burst of coordinated power after a period of patient, silent stalking. They will use underwater topography, kelp forests, or the cover of darkness to their advantage, positioning themselves perfectly before launching their attack. This contrasts sharply with the residents' more open vocal herding techniques, highlighting the fundamental differences in their ecological niches and behavioral adaptations. The territories of transient orcas are truly immense, spanning thousands of miles across vast stretches of ocean. From the temperate waters of the Pacific Northwest extending north to the Gulf of Alaska and south along the coast of California, these silent hunters roam. They are not bound by the seasonal salmon runs that dictate the movements of residents. Instead, their paths are shaped by the intricate migrations of marine mammals following the ebb and flow of life in the open ocean. A transient pod observed off the coast of British Columbia might weeks or months later be identified hundreds or even 1,000 miles away, a testament to their incredible endurance and their boundless wandering. This extensive range and nomadic lifestyle contributes significantly to their elusive nature. Tracking and studying transients presents unique challenges for researchers. Unlike resident pods, which often return to predictable areas during specific seasons, allowing for consistent photo identification and acoustic monitoring. Transients appear and disappear like ghosts in the vastness. Their movements are less predictable, their encounters with human researchers less frequent, and their silent hunting behavior makes them harder to detect acoustically. This means that much of their lives, their intricate social dynamics when out of sight, and the full extent of their migratory patterns remain shrouded in mystery, slowly being unraveled by dedicated scientists who piece together fragmented observations from across enormous geographical areas. The very name transient speaks to this wandering existence, this constant state of flux. They are the ocean's true free spirits, unburdened by the fixed addresses of their fish-eating relatives. Their diet of marine mammals necessitates this broad, expansive range, as their prey itself is often migratory and widely dispersed. A single seal colony might provide sustenance for a time, but its resources are finite. To thrive, transients must continuously move, following the whispers of the ocean currents and the subtle cues of their prey's presence, forever searching forever, adapting to the ebb and flow of life in the deep. This constant movement also means that individual transients can encounter a wide array of different marine mammal species, each requiring a specialized hunting approach. A pod might spend days stalking harbor seals in a shallow bay, then pivot to an open ocean pursuit of Dahl's porpoises, and later embark on a multi-day hunt for a grey whale calf along a migratory corridor. This adaptability underscores their profound intelligence and their capacity for flexible problem-solving learning and refining new techniques as they encounter different challenges across their vast territories. The contrast with resident orcas is profound and illuminating. While residents often rely on the stable, predictable abundance of salmon, fostering large, stable pods and complex shared vocal dialects, for cooperative herding transients embrace a different path. Their smaller, more fluid groups are perfectly suited for stealthy, opportunistic hunts of individual or small groups of marine mammals. Their vocalizations, while present for social bonding when not actively hunting, are less complex and less frequently used during predation, a silent language of survival in their boundless, ever-moving world. As we allow these images of the elusive transients to settle, we are left with a deep appreciation for their boundless spirit and their extraordinary adaptations. They are the true nomads of the abyss. Their lives a continuous journey across the vast, shimmering surface and the silent, profound depths of our oceans. Their mystery, their stealth, and their unending wanderings remind us of the endless wonders that still await discovery in the deep blue currents of our world, forever inviting us to contemplate the intricate, diverse tapestry of life that thrives beneath the waves. Growth reproduction, and the orca's long journey. As the vast, ever-shifting territories of the elusive transients recede into the gentle currents of our thoughts, we are now invited to contemplate a more universal journey, one that unfolds within every orca, regardless of its ecotype, the profound cycle of life itself. From the moment of a tiny, vulnerable birth to the wisdom of a venerable elder, an orca's existence is an odyssey woven into the very fabric of the waves, a long and intricate passage through the boundless ocean. Imagine the quiet anticipation beneath the surface as a pregnant female orca carries her developing calf within her for an astonishing period of approximately 15 to 18 months. This extended gestation, one of the longest among all mammals, allows for the significant development of the calf within the protective warmth of its mother's womb, ensuring it is born robust and relatively mature for the challenging marine environment. Birth often occurs in calm, protected waters, though sometimes in the vast open ocean, a solitary yet momentous event witnessed by the vigilant pod. Then the moment arrives. A new life emerges into the cool, embracing water, a tiny, sleek form, perhaps 7 to 8 feet in length, and weighing around 300 to 400 pounds. The newborn calf, initially a pale grey or even a soft pinkish hue, its distinctive black and white markings not yet fully defined, is vulnerable. Its dorsal fin, often soft and pliable from its time in the womb. Its first instinctive act is to swiftly propel itself towards the shimmering surface, guided by an ancient drive, to take its inaugural breath of air. The mother, with tender nudges of her immense body, assists her calf in this crucial ascent, ensuring its tiny blowhole clears the water. Immediately, the entire pod converges. Imagine a protective circle forming around the new mother and her fragile offspring, a silent, powerful guard against any potential threat. Other females, aunts, and older sisters may gently touch the calf with their pectoral fins, a tactile greeting, reinforcing the bonds of family and communal responsibility. The calf's initial days are a blur of learning, mastering the intricate rhythm of surfacing to breathe, coordinating its movements with its mother's powerful strokes, and beginning the lifelong process of bonding. For the first year, and often extending up to 2 years, or even more, the calf is entirely dependent on its mother's rich, fatty milk. This milk, a concentrated source of energy and nutrients, is essential for its rapid growth and for building a thick layer of blubber, crucial for insulation in the often frigid waters and as an energy reserve. Imagine the calf swimming close beneath its mother's body, instinctively finding the mammary slits, suckling frequently, its tiny body growing stronger with each passing day. This extended period of lactation is not just about nutrition. It is a profound period of teaching and bonding, a constant physical connection that reinforces the core of its social identity within the pod. As the calf grows, its soft dorsal fin gradually stiffens and takes on its characteristic shape. Its black and white pigmentation deepens and sharpens, defining its unique pattern. It begins to explore its immediate surroundings, always under the watchful eye of its mother and other pod members. Play becomes an essential classroom. Young calves engage in mock chases, playfully manipulating kelp or small objects, mimicking the intricate movements and coordinated behaviors they observe in the adults. These playful interactions are not merely entertainment. They are vital training grounds, honing their physical coordination, developing their problem-solving skills, and refining their communication with their siblings and elders. They learn the subtle nuances of echolocation, practicing their clicks and interpreting the returning echoes, slowly building a detailed sonic map of their world. Sexual maturity arrives at different stages for males and females, marking a significant transition in their long journey. Female orcas typically reach sexual maturity between 10 and 15 years of age, though their first successful calving often occurs a few years later, as they gain more experience and physical maturity. Males being larger and requiring more time to develop their formidable size and strength, mature later, usually between 15 and 20 years of age. It is during this period that the male's dorsal fin often undergoes a noticeable growth spurt, becoming taller and more upright, a powerful visual marker of his adulthood. Reproduction within orca pods is a subtle and complex affair. While specific courtship rituals are not overtly dramatic, scientists believe that mating often occurs between individuals from different pods, or more broadly, different acoustic clans. This outbreeding is crucial for maintaining genetic diversity within the wider orca population, preventing inbreeding within the tightly knit, long-term family units. A female typically gives birth to a single calf every 3 to 10 years, a relatively slow reproductive rate that underscores the immense investment each mother makes in her offspring. Over her reproductive lifetime, a female might produce an average of 4 to 6 calves each one, a precious addition to the enduring lineage of the pod. Yet perhaps one of the most extraordinary aspects of the female orca's life journey is her unique post-reproductive phase, a phenomenon rarely observed in the animal kingdom. Unlike most other species, female orcas enter menopause ceasing to reproduce around 40 to 50 years of age, yet they can continue to live for many decades beyond, often reaching ages of 80 or even 90 years. This extended post-reproductive lifespan is not a biological accident. Scientists believe it is a powerful evolutionary adaptation, often referred to as the grandmother hypothesis. Imagine the immense value of a wise, experienced matriarch no longer burdened by the physical demands of bearing and nursing her own young, yet dedicating her vast knowledge and energy to the survival and flourishing of her offspring, her grand offspring, and indeed the entire family line. She becomes the living memory of the pod, a repository of critical information: where to find food during lean seasons, the safest migratory routes, the most effective hunting strategies for different prey, and how to navigate treacherous environments. Her presence dramatically increases the survival rates of her younger relatives, especially her sons, who, as we know, remain with their mothers for their entire lives. She is the anchor of the pod, the silent guiding force, her wisdom rippling through every decision and every movement. The male orca's journey, while equally long, differs in its social trajectory. While they remain with their mothers, forming incredibly strong and lifelong bonds, their reproductive success is often tied to opportunities to mate with females from other pods. Their immense size and strength contribute significantly to the pod's hunting prowess and protection. Yet their social compass remains firmly oriented towards their maternal lineage. A large, powerful male with his towering dorsal fin will still follow the lead of his elderly mother, relying on her decades of accumulated wisdom. The lifespan of an orca is truly impressive, a testament to their resilience and adaptability. Females with their crucial role as matriarchs typically live longer, often reaching 50 to 80 years, with some individuals documented to live even longer. Males, while also living long lives, generally have a slightly shorter average lifespan, around 30 to 60 years. This long journey through the waves is not without its challenges. Natural causes, illness, injury, and increasingly human impacts such as entanglement in fishing gear, pollution, and the overwhelming cacophony of ocean noise can all shorten these magnificent lives. When an orca's long journey finally concludes, its passing can deeply affect the entire pod. Scientists have documented poignant observations of orcas carrying their deceased calves for days, even weeks, refusing to let go, a profound display of grief and attachment that resonates deeply with human experience. The death of a matriarch in particular can have significant and lasting impacts on the pod's cohesion and survival, as the collective wisdom and guidance she provided are suddenly lost. As we gently allow these images of an orca's lifetime to settle from the vulnerable birth to the profound wisdom of old age, we are left with a deep appreciation for the intricate, enduring journey these magnificent giant dolphins undertake. Their lives are a testament to the power of family, the importance of inherited knowledge, and the enduring spirit that propels them through the boundless deep currents of our world. A lifetime spent gracefully navigating the vast, shimmering waves. Unanswered questions and future discoveries. As the profound journey of an orca's lifetime gently unfolds within our understanding, from the tender vulnerability of birth to the deep wisdom of its matriarchal elders, we arrive at a realm where knowledge meets the boundless unknown. For all that we have learned about these magnificent giant dolphins, the ocean in its vast, shimmering mystery still holds countless secrets, casting long, intriguing shadows in the deep that beckons scientific inquiry. These are the unanswered questions, the whispers from the abyss, that continue to fuel the tireless efforts of researchers, inviting future discoveries that will undoubtedly deepen our awe and respect for these apex predators. One of the most fundamental mysteries that continues to intrigue marine biologists is the full extent of orca ecotype differentiation. While we have meticulously identified distinct populations like the resident transients and the various Antarctic types, scientists theorize that there may be even more specialized, undiscovered ecotypes, particularly in the vast, unexplored expanses of the open ocean or in remote, lesser-studied regions. How many more distinct cultures of orcas, each with its own unique hunting strategies, dietary preferences, and social nuances, might be silently gliding through the world's deep currents, awaiting our discovery? The subtle genetic differences observed between known ecotypes suggest a long history of reproductive isolation. Yet how do these populations maintain such clear genetic and behavioral boundaries when their territories often overlap and they share the same oceanic environment? The mechanisms by which they avoid interbreeding, driven perhaps by social cues or subtle communication signals we do not yet fully comprehend, remain a fascinating puzzle. Furthermore, the full dietary spectrum and intricate behaviors of some of the less studied ecotypes, such as the offshore orcas and the elusive type D populations, remain largely shrouded in mystery. We know that offshore orcas consume sharks and schooling fish, but what are the precise hunting techniques they employ for different shark species? How do they navigate the vast, featureless expanses of the open ocean to locate their prey? For the type D orcas, with their distinctive small eye patches and rare sightings in sub-Antarctic waters, their entire lifestyle, their preferred prey, their social structure, their migratory patterns is still largely a blank canvas, awaiting the patient brushstrokes of future research. Each sighting, each recovered piece of genetic material, each acoustic recording adds a tiny fragment to this immense, unfolding mosaic. Delving deeper into their intricate communication, the language of the killer whale remains a profound enigma. While we understand that their clicks are for echolocation and their whistles for close-range social interaction, the precise meaning and complexity of their pulsed calls, particularly the unique dialects of each pod, continue to challenge interpretation. What specific information is conveyed in each distinct call? Do they possess individual names or complex references for specific pod members? Scientists are actively working to decipher these acoustic vocabularies using advanced algorithms and long-term acoustic monitoring to identify patterns and potential semantic content. The challenge is immense, akin to trying to understand a foreign language without a Rosetta Stone, but the potential rewards, a deeper understanding of their cognitive world, are boundless. We also have much to learn about how orcas communicate effectively in increasingly noisy ocean environments, and whether this anthropogenic noise pollution forces them to adapt their vocalizations in ways that might impact their hunting success or social cohesion. The frontiers of orca cognition are equally vast and largely unexplored. While their problem-solving abilities are undeniable, the true extent of their self-awareness and their capacity for a theory of mind remains a subject of intense scientific debate. Do orcas truly recognize themselves in a mirror, understanding that the reflection is their own? While some studies suggest they might, the full implications of such self-recognition for their complex social lives are still being explored. Can an orca truly understand another's perspective, anticipating its intentions or knowledge, or are their cooperative behaviors based on a sophisticated, learned set of rules? The nuances of their play behavior, which we know is crucial for cognitive development, also hold secrets. How does this extended period of learning and practice translate into the highly flexible and innovative hunting strategies observed in adults? How do new strategies like the wave washing technique or shark liver extraction originate within a pod and then spread culturally through generations? These questions push the very boundaries of our understanding of animal intelligence. The intricacies of their social complexity and enduring cultural traditions also present a rich field for future discovery. Why do male orcas in particular remain with their mothers for their entire lives? While the grandmother hypothesis offers compelling explanations for postmenopausal females, the specific evolutionary advantages for males to maintain such lifelong maternal dependence even after reaching sexual maturity are still being fully elucidated. What are the subtle social cues and benefits that keep these powerful males tethered to their birth pods? The fluid dynamics of transient aggregations where individuals from different maternal lines come together for hunts or social interactions before disbanding also presents a fascinating puzzle. What are the rules governing these temporary alliances? How do they negotiate shared hunting grounds and resources? These questions speak to the deep, often unseen forces that shape their societies. The long journey of an orca's life, while impressive in its longevity, also brings forth questions about their health and resilience. What are the specific diseases and natural causes of mortality that impact orcas beyond human-induced threats? How do different ecotypes with their varied diets and habitats exhibit different susceptibilities to illnesses? Researchers are increasingly using non-invasive techniques, such as analyzing breath samples and fecal matter, to monitor the physiological health and stress levels of orcas, hoping to understand their baseline health and how it is impacted by environmental changes. The accumulation of toxins such as PCBs and DDTs in the blubber of these apex predators is a serious concern, and scientists are still working to understand the long-term multi-generational effects of these persistent pollutants on their reproductive success, immune systems, and overall longevity. And finally, the deep ocean itself, the true abyss, continues to hold its secrets regarding orca behavior. How deep do orcas truly dive, and for what purpose? While some species of whales are known to dive to extreme depths, the full extent of orca diving capabilities and their interactions with deep-sea creatures remain largely unobserved. Do they exploit resources in the abyssal plains far from the light-filled surface? What are the physiological adaptations that allow them to withstand immense pressures during deep dives? The challenges of studying these powerful animals in such remote and inaccessible environments are immense, requiring innovative technologies and unwavering patience. The future of orca research promises to be as exciting as it is challenging. New technologies such as drone-based aerial surveys, advanced satellite tagging that can track movements across entire oceans, and sophisticated underwater acoustic arrays capable of mapping entire soundscapes are slowly lifting the shadows from the deep. Non-invasive genetic sampling using DART biopsy techniques, or even collecting shed skin cells, is providing unprecedented insights into population structure relatedness and genetic health. International collaborations are becoming increasingly vital, allowing researchers from different continents to share data, combine observations, and paint a more comprehensive picture of these global wanderers. As these myriad questions gently swirl and settle in our minds, we are reminded that the orca, for all its known majesty and power, remains a creature of profound mystery. Each answer uncovered only seems to reveal new layers of complexity, new depths of wonder. The shadows in the deep are not merely areas of ignorance. They are invitations beckoning us to continue our quiet contemplation, inspiring future discoveries that will undoubtedly enrich our understanding of these magnificent giant dolphins and the boundless shimmering currents of our shared planet. Conservation and our shared future. From the enigmatic shadows where unanswered questions linger, our contemplation now shifts to a profound truth, one that places these magnificent giant dolphins not merely as apex predators, but as vital guardians of the ocean's intricate balance. For the orca, with its immense power and unparalleled intelligence, stands as a living barometer of marine health, its very survival intertwined with the delicate threads of our shared blue planet. To understand their future is to understand the future of the oceans themselves. Imagine, if you will, the vast interconnected web of life beneath the waves, a complex system where every species plays a crucial role. The orca, positioned at the very pinnacle of this food web, exerts a powerful influence regulating populations of seals, sea lions, fish, and even large whales. By selectively preying on certain species, they prevent overpopulation, ensuring that no single species overwhelms its ecosystem. This top-down control helps maintain biodiversity and promotes the overall resilience of marine environments. They are, in essence, the ocean's natural shepherds, guiding the health and vitality of the ecosystems they inhabit. Yet even these formidable guardians face profound challenges, largely stemming from the pervasive, often unseen impacts of human activity. One of the most insidious threats to orcas is the silent, pervasive creep of chemical pollution. Imagine invisible currents carrying the residues of human industry and agriculture into the boundless ocean. Persistent organic pollutants such as polychlorinated biphenyls, or PCBs, and dichlorodiphenyl trichloroethane, known as DDT, once widely used in industrial applications and pesticides, have long been banned in many parts of the world. Yet, their legacy endures. These chemicals do not break down easily. They accumulate in the environment, slowly making their way up the food chain. As smaller organisms ingest them and are then consumed by larger fish, seals, and ultimately orcas, the toxins become increasingly concentrated in the fatty tissues of each successive predator. This process, known as bioaccumulation and biomagnification, means that orcas at the very top of the food web carry some of the highest contaminant loads of any animal on Earth. Picture the blubber of an orca, that vital layer of fat essential for insulation and energy storage. For these apex predators, this blubber can become a silent reservoir of poisons. These accumulated toxins can severely compromise an orca's immune system, making them more susceptible to diseases and infections that they might otherwise easily overcome. They can also disrupt their endocrine systems, interfering with hormone regulation, leading to reproductive failures and significantly reduced calf survival rates. A mother orca unknowingly can pass a substantial burden of these accumulated toxins to her newborn calf through her highly fatty milk, impacting the most vulnerable generation at the very start of their lives, diminishing their chances of long-term survival. Beyond chemical contaminants, the pervasive issue of plastic pollution casts another long shadow. While large pieces of plastic can directly injure marine life, the greater, more insidious threat often comes from microplastics. These tiny fragments, invisible to the naked eye, are ingested by smaller organisms and, like chemical pollutants, make their way up the food chain. While the direct effects of microplastics on orcas are still being fully understood, scientists believe they could carry additional toxins into their systems, adding to the already heavy burden of chemical contaminants. The very fabric of their food source, the foundational elements of their ecosystem, are subtly yet profoundly compromised by our plastic legacy. Another profound challenge to the orca's existence is the overwhelming cacophony of human-generated noise that increasingly fills the ocean's acoustic landscape. Imagine the deep, resonant silence that once characterized the vast marine world, a world where the subtle clicks of echolocation and the complex pulsed calls of orca communication could travel for miles unimpeded. Now this natural symphony is often drowned out by a relentless barrage of anthropogenic sound. The incessant hum of colossal cargo ships slicing through the water, the powerful sweeping pulses of naval sonar designed to detect submarines, the explosive blasts of seismic air guns used in oil and gas exploration all contribute to a pervasive sonic fog. This constant intrusive noise pollution can have devastating impacts on orcas. It directly interferes with their ability to echolocate, essentially blinding them in their primary sense. How can they precisely locate prey, navigate complex underwater terrains, or communicate with their pod members when their acoustic world is overwhelmed by human-made din? This sonic interference can lead to increased stress levels, forcing them to alter their foraging behaviors, abandon critical habitats, or even change their migration routes. In extreme cases, powerful sonar blasts have been linked to mass strandings of cetaceans, causing severe internal injuries and profound disorientation. The very medium through which they perceive and interact with their world is being fundamentally altered, making their daily struggle for survival far more arduous. The delicate balance of their food sources is also under threat. For the fish-eating resident orcas, the relentless pressure of commercial fishing has led to significant declines in vital salmon populations. Imagine the devastating impact on a pod whose entire culture and survival hinges on the predictable abundance of a single prey species, only to find that resource diminishing year after year. For the marine mammal-eating transients, the health and abundance of seal, sea lion, and whale populations are paramount. Any decline in these prey species, whether due to overhunting disease or habitat loss, directly impacts the transient's ability to find sustenance and thrive. The cascading effects of ecosystem disruption, often initiated by human activities, ripple upwards, ultimately impacting these apex predators. Climate change, the overarching challenge of our era, also casts its immense shadow over the orca's future. Imagine the subtle yet profound shifts in ocean currents, the slow warming of ancient waters, and the melting of polar ice caps. These changes directly impact the distribution and abundance of orca prey. Fish populations may shift their migratory patterns in response to warming waters forcing orcas to travel farther or adapt to new, less familiar food sources. In the polar regions, the melting of sea ice directly threatens the habitats of seals and other ice-dependent prey, disrupting critical breeding and foraging grounds. Ocean acidification. A consequence of increased carbon dioxide absorption affects the base of the marine food web, potentially impacting the entire ecosystem in ways we are only just beginning to comprehend. The very foundation of the orca's world is subtly yet profoundly shifting beneath them. Beyond these broad environmental threats, more direct interactions with human activities also pose significant dangers. Vessel strikes collisions with fast-moving ships can cause severe injuries or death to orcas, particularly in busy shipping lanes. Entanglement in fishing gear such as nets, lines, and crab pots can lead to debilitating injuries, impede their ability to hunt, or result in slow, agonizing deaths by drowning or starvation. These accidental encounters are a tragic consequence of the increasing human footprint in the ocean. Recognizing these formidable challenges, a global movement for orca conservation is slowly gaining momentum. Scientists, conservationists, and concerned citizens are working tirelessly to understand these threats and implement protective measures. Imagine the dedicated researchers painstakingly collecting data through photo identification, meticulously tracking individual orcas and their pods, building a comprehensive understanding of their populations, their movements, and their health. Acoustic monitoring stations listen for their calls, helping to map their sonic landscapes and detect the impacts of noise pollution. Genetic studies are unraveling their evolutionary history and identifying vulnerable populations. Conservation strategies are multifaceted and require international cooperation. Establishing and enforcing marine protected areas, or MPAs, provides safe havens where orcas and their prey can thrive free from direct human disturbance. Strict legislation such as the Endangered Species Act and the Marine Mammal Protection Act in the United States, and similar protections in other nations, provides legal frameworks for their protection. Efforts to reduce noise pollution include developing quieter vessel technologies, implementing designated shipping lanes away from critical orca habitats, and placing restrictions on the use of powerful sonar and seismic surveys in sensitive areas. Sustainable fisheries management is crucial to ensure that abundant prey populations remain available for orcas and other marine life. This involves setting catch limits, protecting critical spawning grounds, and minimizing bycatch, the accidental capture of non-target species. Reducing chemical runoff from land-based sources and implementing stringent waste management practices are vital steps to curb the flow of pollutants into the ocean. Public awareness and education play an immense role, transforming fear into fascination and inspiring responsible whale-watching practices that prioritize the well-being of the animals. For in the flourishing of these magnificent giant dolphins, we find a profound reflection of the vitality of our shared blue planet. Their health is inextricably linked to the health of the oceans, and the health of the oceans in turn is fundamental to the well-being of all life on Earth, including our own. The future of the orca, therefore, is not merely their story. It is a chapter in the unfolding narrative of our shared existence, a testament to the delicate, powerful interconnectedness of all living things within the vast, shimmering currents of our world. And so, as we drift away from the profound depths where the giant dolphins roam, let the vastness of their ocean world become a quiet cradle for your own resting mind. Just as the tides gently ebb and flow, carrying the secrets of the deep, allow your thoughts to recede, leaving only the calm, rhythmic breath of the sea within you. May the silent, powerful grace of the orca guide your spirit into tranquil slumber, and may your dreams be as boundless and peaceful as the ocean's deepest currents. Sleep well, and see you again.